Lots of news to discuss today, but I want to start with the reason we might finally know why Epic got rid of skin rarities, and are Fortnite skins, Fortnite cosmetics getting more expensive without us really knowing. And it's a good discussion. It started on Reddit here from Shredder 2025, and he says this: Epic are slowly increasing the prices of skins, hoping that you won't notice. And he references when Fortnite first switched from the rarity system, right? There was 4 different rarities, and based on the rarity of the cosmetic, there was a set price in the item shop, right? So if you saw a gold legendary skin, it was going to cost 2,000 V-Bucks no matter what. It was very consistent, expected, and people like that. It was like this way for years. This is how Fortnite started, right? This is how they first approached their skin system. So when they first announced Epic that they were getting away from this system, they stated this on Twitter: "Hey, the change to remove color labeling from shop items does not change our approach or the way we price things. We just want to simplify the appearance of Fortnite, locker, shop, etc., and remove outdated Battle Royale inspired systems." And I mean, at first, I did not believe them, right? But there's always a reason, and I was a little confused at first what the reason is, and maybe I still am, but I think we've got a pretty good guess because of, today's discussion and video. Shredder here goes on to say, "Have any of you noticed the rising trend of Epic releasing full price skins with no back blings? Take the newest skin, for example," and this was posted a little while ago, but the Arcana skin, right? It's a reskin of the Arc skin, whatever, ignore that piece. And it's priced at 1,200 V-Bucks, but there's no back bling attached, right? That's different. Usually, a lot of times in the past, most of the time, skins have come with the back bling as part of the purchase. Epic is slowly releasing skins like this, hoping no one notices so it can become the new norm. And I'm not going to agree with all this. I'm going to give my thoughts here in a second. He also mentions the Cowboy Bebop full price skins, again with separately sold back bling. So that's his main problem and point here. And there's a reply here that I think is the actual truth, like what's actually going on here. And it does mean Epic did tell a little bit of a lie when they first announced this change, or they just changed their mind. Who knows, right? But a response here. They do little tests and experiments like this all the time. Recently, they did a bunch of skins that were actually cheaper than you'd expect, and then some that cost 1,000 instead of 800 or 1,200, and they're just trying all these different experiments. And now this selling a skin without a back bling for full price is another one of those experiments. So I don't think Epic is necessarily raising the prices, but what they are doing, and I think this was maybe the goal the whole time of removing the rarity system, is it allows them to perform all of these different experiments to generate the most revenue. It doesn't matter exactly what something costs to them. What matters is the bottom line. How much money does that product, does that skin make? And the formula to get to that final revenue number, right? How much does a skin make is the price of the skin times the amount of players, the amount of purchases of that skin, right? So where do you price the skin that allows the most money to be generated? And that's what they're doing here. So it might end up that they make more money by making things a little bit cheaper, because then so many more players will purchase it. But they're testing things, right? They're testing every version that they can think of to gather the data and then lean into the practices that generate the most income, right? I think he's onto something here, this post, but I don't think it's just straight up increasing the price. It's trial and error. I'd be interested to see the data on this, but honestly, if we start seeing a pattern of, say this 1,200 V-Bucks without a back bling thing keeps happening, well, that means it's working, right? Enough people are buying it that it's making them a little bit more money, and they're going to keep using that system. And of course, as always, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe, turn your noties on. I'm your guy for all things Fortnite. Now, let's talk a little bit about our previous update. I know it was a little while ago, but something in the files, just so you know if you missed it, is there's a massive reboot van update coming. It might even be with our non-downtime content update coming this upcoming week here. You will have the option to buy reboot cards for 500 gold each, and then you can reboot all your teammates for 1,000 gold, which will reboot them with better loot. That includes shields and an AR. And then another thing that happened with our previous update that I didn't mention is apparently all of the loadout organization in lockers was ruined and just dismantled. People are pretty angry about this. I know a lot of people spend time organizing their loadouts to, the perfect version of what they want. And yeah, a lot of that time and effort was wasted because of this update. So they haven't mentioned anything about it. Just sucks, right? Just bad news there. But hopefully that stops happening. I mean, it's going to make people just use the system less if things keep getting reorganized and destroyed after they've put in all the work. And I think another interesting one here is we got the new Getaway LTM, right? And they got the zero build version, the build version, and they added ranked. But it's a little weird, and maybe they didn't expect it to be this low. But as of launch, this picture was taken launch day. The ranked zero build Getaway LTM only had like 470 players. And then also they've just recently decided to get rid of ranked OG zero build because of this exact same problem. So little surprised that they tried. I would expect they'll probably remove this version soon, or maybe they'll just let it ride out until the LTM goes away anyway. Maybe. Yeah, a little confused on that. But I'm glad they got zero build in there, and even ranked build mode has some decent players. Another really cool post here that gives us some insight into Epic Games and all of their different collaborations they do. How does the collab work behind the scenes? Like, who gets the final say? We've got an official Epic Games document here that's the deal between Family Guy, the chicken skin, and the Peter Griffin skin, and then Epic Games. So this is Epic Games' official document. The message to 20th Century: our team would love to include a pickaxe for the chicken. Originally, we were exploring a cello for him, but with Leela's violin releasing in game, our team feels like they look very similar and would like to offer players something different if possible. They ask if their team has any suggestions of a potential pickaxe and, any images or things like that. And then they move on here to the Peter Griffin boss specifically, and the issues risks thing kind of gives us an insight into how the deals actually work, right? The NPC boss requires players to shoot Peter. And a risk and an issue with this is the company behind Family Guy may have issues with Peter potentially being seen as a bad guy that players want to kill. They explain exactly how Peter Griffin, of course, is going to look, right? The buff version of him, how he's going to arrive into Fortnite, how his boss NPC is going to function. And all of this info is sent off to the Family Guy company, the team there, and they have to get it all approved. So every decision, it's a collaboration, right? That's the name of the game. They're working together, but everything that happens, even like the tail of the chicken, right? When there's a cape back bling on the chicken, the tail has to disappear. Epic has to let them know about that and make sure they're okay with that, or it's just not going to work. So, imagine the amount of details and team members that have to be thinking about every single detail with all the different collaborations that Fortnite has going on at once. It's pretty crazy to think about, and on top of that, it's crazy to think they get that many collabs with so many details and agreements required. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Touch that like button, code TheCampingRusher. Take care. Talk soon. Goodbye.